Hi everybody, this is me Liz with 143 Handmade, and today we are going to do a mass make. And I'm just going to do some smash painting or some collage, creating some collage fodder. Let me get another light turned on here. That's better. So this is just some index pages out of a book. It's a little bit thicker paper than, you know, your regular books are bound with, and I just thought I would have some fun. So if you've never done smash painting before, it's like the simplest thing in the world. It is so easy. It's one of the easiest things to do with little kids. Little kids love doing this. You know, oh, that one's not even open. Thankfully, these pop open pretty quickly and easily. And you know, you want to put lines, you want to put dots. You do want to use a fair amount of paint, so that it's not something you want to do when you're trying to, you know, conserve paint, or, you know, you don't want to use up your good paint, you know, whatever it is. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and stick to this green and gray, and then I'm going to put in just a little bit of this galaxy glitter stuff. Just a couple little dots kind of right on top of a couple of my blobbies, like so. And then you just lay the other paper on top and you smash it. And if you want to be careful about it, you know, when you're close to the edges, you kind of push in, you know. If you're, you know, if you're doing this with kids, or you just want to be able to be messy, I would recommend doing it on a surface that you don't care about, so that way when the paint smooches out the sides, it doesn't matter. And then just open it and see. As you can see, you know, the more paint you put in, the more interesting effects you're going to get. So, and then tear this page off. And what we could do, you know, if you're not satisfied with it, you can totally add more. Another thing you can do is just take it off and then rotate it. So that way you're getting the same colors, but they're going in different spots. See that? Probably not, because I put that back down too quick, but you can get the idea. You don't even have to go square. You can go, you know, whatever angles you want, and just keep pressing until you're happy. And you can continue to add paint to this. You can, you know, there's no limits. Go ahead and tear those two off and set them aside. Now I'm going to pull out this red one. I do like doing it with paper that is still bound together. I don't know why, really. I mean, there's not really a reason for that. So we'll do some squiggly bold lines with our red here. And let's see. Do I want to use the gray? Let's see. I want to go with some sparkly. So do like this. See, one of the cool things I like about this is that you really don't know what you're going to end up with until you're done. You know, you can play with it, and you can, you know, estimate what you think is going to happen and stuff like that, but you really don't know. You really have no idea until you smash it and then you pull off. And I think that's so cool. I like doing art that's that free. But not everybody does, so, you know, enjoy it if you do, you know. This is definitely not for everybody, though. Yep, by going around that edge like that and kind of smearing back in, I should minimize how much paint is coming out of the edges. And, you know, you can do this with cheap acrylic paints, which is what I'm doing here. You know, I got these out of a grab bag at my thrift shop. They're actually like kids paints, but they will work great. Now see, this one, because I did it so thick, I don't want to, you know, smash it on itself again. So, set this one aside. And this is where you can bring in other papers like this and just pick some up. See, and that's going to look totally different than either of your big pages. Now, the problem I generally run into with this is that I have so much fun. I have so much fun doing it that I don't end up thinking through where I'm going to put all of these lovely wet papers. So just be aware of that before you get started. You will need some place for all of these lovely wet papers to dry. So I'm going to pull this guy off, and I'm actually just going to flip it over, put it right back on the pad because there's still quite a bit of paint on there. And I like to be conservative with my supplies and get as much out of it as I can. This is, I guess, a type of mono printing, although it's not really mono because you can get multiples out of it. And so, yeah, let's see. I think that's pretty good on that one. So I hope that gave you some ideas on a fun way to create collage fodder. You can create backgrounds with this. You can create, you know, anything that you can imagine, really. There's no, the sky's the limit with this one. There is no right or wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this one back in and dab it off as well. Just the other side of the red page that we did. Because there was a lot of paint on there. And I want to get as much as I can out of it. There we go. But as you can see, like, each one is still different, you know. Yes, they are all the same, but they're different, which I find super fun, you know. And then after these are dry, you can come back with a Sharpie and, you know, mark all over them, you know, do all kinds of doodles, you know, that sort of a thing. Let's see, let's do a red and green one this time. I really liked how that red acted in that squiggle. So we're going to do a squiggle. Now let's see. That was not really a Christmassy green. So we're going to go with the last of this guy. I didn't pull out any other greens because I thought there was more. Well, actually, I thought that gray was a green, to be honest. So there we go. That's about all I'm going to squeeze out of that. So let's see. The gray actually looks really cool on with the green, so I'm going to go ahead and just dot this gray in, but just dots. Let the red and green be the squiggles. We'll see how that works. And I actually did that one. I made a mistake here because I did that one without flipping up the page first. So I'm going to have to pull that off, but that's okay. We can do that. And we'll just pull another sheet off and stick it right there on top and smash it on down. These are just so much fun, especially when you have little kids, because like it's just, they get so excited. So there we go. Huh, that's kind of boring. So I'm gonna go ahead and see how the red is up that way. I'm gonna flip it so that way the red is lower, so that way when I put it on there again, the red and the green will overlap. And you want to be careful with that because you can create mud really easily. And, you know, nobody wants mud. But just, you know, careful, play with your colors. Yeah, that one I'm probably going to have to add something to. I'm not loving it. But that's okay. You know, a lot of these I can also just tear up and use in smaller bits. And that's probably what I will do here. I'm going to go ahead and wipe this up with my fingers and just smear it on there. And there we go. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope that that gave you guys some inspiration on another way to use up, you know, your supplies, and maybe another way to, you know, create an interesting background in your work. A way to use up some supplies. Even if you're not a painter, you can totally do this. You can totally use up paint this way. It's so much fun. It's so easy. So thank you so much for joining me. See you again soon.